Hello and welcome to Select 10. Today, we're going to list our picks for the top 10 science fiction shows that will amaze you with their innovative storyline concept and leave your imagination running wild. Although we have previously discussed a lot of science fiction shows, it's hard to cover them all in one video, so these 10 are some of our favorites, and we recommend them to all science fiction fans. And do tell us in the comments what your favorite sci-fi series is. Now let's start the video. Number 10. War of the Worlds. If you've watched the movie War of the Worlds, it's likely that you've heard of, or perhaps seen this show. The series differs from the movie in almost every way, which sometimes works to its advantage and other times against it. The story begins with an unknown signal coming from space, which a few scientists on Earth mistake for an encounter with friendly alien beings looking for a chat. However, it soon becomes clear that aliens are not what humans initially believed them to be, as a legion of warships unexpectedly invades Earth a few days after the scientists' transmission was intercepted. Before humans could realize or take action, the world was destroyed, and those who survived had to flee or escape the monsters that were trying to kill them. Season 1 was brilliant, Season 2 was disappointing, but Season 3 was stronger. Overall, the show is dark and packed with action, but the show's major weakness is its slow-moving narrative. Aside from that, it has a great cast and some truly refreshing takes on the classic alien invasion that will keep sci-fi fans pleased. Number 9. Upload. People usually associate science fiction with space opera, alien invasions, or robot versus human battles, but sci-fi is not simply limited, it has a lot more to offer, just like this genuinely cool show with a creative futuristic premise. The story is set somewhere in the distant future, where dying is no longer the end, but rather a doorway to a virtual world. Humans in this highly developed reality have the ability to upload themselves into a computerized paradise of their choice, which is both cool and terrifying. The main character of the story is Nathan Brown, a software engineer who dies unexpectedly and is transferred to the luxurious afterlife chosen by his jealous girlfriend Ingrid. Up until this point, the plot has seemed joyful, but the shocking revelation about Nathan's death triggers everything to change. Question of who killed him and why keeps you interested, while the story's strong sci-fi theme and its attractive characters never fail to entertain you. Number 8. Memories of the Alhambra. The series revolves around Yu Jin Woo, the president of an investment firm, who learns about a creative augmented reality video game about great battles in the Alhambra and flies to Spain to visit Young Si-ju, the game's inventor. Unfortunately, before they met, Si-ju had disappeared and Jin Woo had slept in the hostel run by Si-ju's older sister, Young Hee-ju. As they grow to know one another, they become involved in enigmatic events related to the game, and the line separating the actual world from the augmented reality world Si-ju created begins to disappear. Even though it is somewhat predictable, the show has an incredibly interesting concept about the AR gaming world that is worth seeing, and its breathtaking visual effects are just another great thing. The only drawback that might annoy some fans is the romance element of the story, which is not very noticeable but is there. Number 7. Counterpart. It is a sci-fi thriller show starring J.K. Simmons. Although the basic concept of this show revolves around a parallel universe, which is nothing new for sci-fi lovers, it still stands out from the other shows on this list due to its suspenseful factor, which so masterfully blends with its sci-fi element and leaves you thinking the entire time. The plot of the series centers on Harvey Silk, an agent who learns that his workplace is guarding a portal to an alternative world. After learning about the secretive organization, Howard is drawn into a sinister web of politics, secret conspiracies, and spies, where he unwittingly becomes involved in a big plan and meets his identical twin from a different reality. Throughout this, the organization hides the doorway from citizens, while powerful people on both sides conspire to break the natural balance of both realities. With all of this happening on, Harvey and his variant must find a way to prevent a war from breaking out. If you're looking for over-the-top sci-fi action or CGI, this isn't for you. The plot is deep, which means you'll have to think in order to get invested in the story, but don't worry, there's action where it needs to be. The series ended after 2 seasons, and the plot had a proper conclusion. Number 6. Devs. It is a science fiction tech thriller miniseries directed by Alex Garland. The center of the story is Lily Chan, a talented software developer working for Forrest's information technology business, Amaya. The main story starts when Lily is linked to the disappearance of her boyfriend, who mysteriously vanished on the very first day of his new position at Devs. Inquiring after being horrified by his sudden disappearance, Lily rapidly concludes that all evidence points to Forrest, Amaya's mysterious CEO, and Devs, the firm's covert research unit. In an effort to learn the company's hidden truth, Lily sets off on a hunt for answers. Along the way, she learns that her boyfriend's mysterious disappearance was the result of a technological conspiracy. What hooks you is how he disappeared and the tech plot. It has a few comparable elements and does sound like Black Mirror, but the execution ruins the potential of its clever idea. The positives are excellent cinematography and a wonderful idea in regards to science and quantum physics. The drawbacks are poor execution and a slow pace. Number 5. Lost in Space. It is a sci-fi action-adventure series created by Irwin Allen. The show is set in 2046, years after an apocalyptic event that challenges mankind's existence on Earth, and the main story follows the intergalactic journeys of the Robinson family, who are picked for the 24th trip of the Resolute, an interplanetary starship transporting qualified individuals and families to populate an Earth-like planet in order to begin a new life. Before arriving at their location, an unidentified attack struck the main spacecraft, causing Robinson's spaceship to become separated and fall into a strange planet populated by frightening creatures. Terrified and have no idea how far they have traveled from their starting point, they must build new friendships and cooperate to survive as they fight to find a route back to the Resolute. Do not mistakenly think that this is a kids show, because it is not. There is plenty of alien versus human action, magnificent space war sequences, and some scenes have mind-blowing CGI that is a delight to see. Number 4. Future Man. I have not heard enough people talk about this sci-fi adventure comedy show, and it sure deserves more attention from the fans of this genre. The show centers on Josh Futterman, an individual who loves gaming so much that one day he finished a game that was thought to be unbeatable. His joy over beating the game is tempered by two enigmatic guests, and strangely, they appear to be characters from the game he just finished. They claim that they had been transported back in time to find Josh and convince him that only he could stop the impending threat and protect the world. Josh still doesn't believe if it's all genuine, but he has no choice but to go on a journey with them and go back in time to battle sinister forces in order to save humanity. The show is total mayhem, full of comedy and harsh action, or, to put it simply, imagine The Boys show blended with a time-traveling sci-fi tale. This could become your favorite show. Do not miss this one. Number 3. Person of Interest. It is a sci-fi crime drama series created by Jonathan Nolan. The story centers on Harold Finch, a successful software engineer who created a project called the Machine for the government that can combine all relevant data and predict crimes before they occur. The first season sets up the characters and provides information about the technology itself. Season 2 has insanely dramatic episodes where you can see the show's true potential. In a similar way, seasons 3 and 4 developed a big plot with a wonderful balance of humor and action, and season 5 brings the story to a close while enhancing the characters you'll get to know. The show demonstrates the dangers of technologies, and every scene in this show is crucial because it leads to a twist that develops the overall plot. You can easily relate to this show if you've seen the Tom Cruise film Minority Report. In general, if you're searching for something fresh to start, this will keep you entertained for a while. Number 2. Arcane. It is a steampunk action-adventure series set in League of Legends game's fictional universe. It is debatable if Arcane belongs in fantasy or sci-fi, so I guess both. Its steampunk futuristic setting has a sci-fi backdrop, but its primary subject is fantasy. The plot centers on two cities, Zaun and Piltover, that are about to go to war. While the underground city of Zaun is suffering, their anger at Piltover's progress leads to a revolution. Piltover is a modern city whose influence and dominance are on the rise. At the heart of the story are two sisters, Powder and Violet, who are on opposing sides, and their relationship inevitably serves as a key point in the narrative. On the other side, the conflict between the Zaun and Piltover has reached a crisis point, and strong magical objects on the market are escalating the situation even further as both factions compete for dominance over one another. Overall, Arcane is without a doubt the best video game adaptation of this decade. Its extraordinary world building, outstanding animation, and fantastic background music are incredibly captivating. Number 1. The best and most popular among those who have seen it, The Expanse, the epic 6-season-long sci-fi that will tease the boundary of your imagination. To avoid giving away any major plot points, we won't be discussing the entire series. Instead, I'll provide a quick overview of the season 1 plot and a general understanding of the overarching main plot so you can start watching the show. The series opens in a future in which humans have populated the solar system, and the three great powers of Earth, Mars, and the outer planets dominate space. Season 1 focuses on Detective Josephus Miller, who is tasked with locating a missing woman. It is at this point when weird things start to happen when a simple missing person case reveals a sinister conspiracy that poses a danger to the whole planetary system. The remaining series and seasons center on Jim Holden, a rebel ship's captain, who becomes engaged in the investigation into the mystery of the case, which drives them to go to different places and new worlds in an effort to uncover the deadliest conspiracy in the history of mankind. The rest of the series investigates the mystery of the plot, as well as the military conflict and resistance between the three factions which hamper Jim Holden's attempt to save what's left of the universe. This is the most magnificent and next-level epic sci-fi of all time. Do not miss it. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.